Dear Princess Sunbutt, Letter 99.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned that there is a difference between girls and grills. I always thought Anon was saying and spelling the word incorrectly to be silly, but they are actually different words, with grills being a subset of girls in the human lexicon. Girl retains the definition that we are all familiar with. Grill expands upon it. In other words, all grills are girls, but not all girls are grills. It depends entirely on one's familiarity with and attractiveness to the speaker, if you will. For example, there are two ponies that are complete strangers to me. Pony A finds me attractive and Pony B doesn't. I would be a grill to Pony A, but a girl to Pony B. If I'm familiar with the two ponies, then I would be only a girl to both of them, never a grill, regardless of attraction. I hope I'm explaining this well. The way a non-species uses language is so complex and interesting. I might create my own dictionary of human words soon. I'll make a copy for you when it's finished. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle.
From Her Royal Highness Celestia, RE Letter 99.
To my most faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. I would be admittedly very interested to see your work on the subject whenever you consider it ready for review. Anon admittedly curtails his slang and euphemisms to a degree when in my presence, so I doubt I've borne witness to the most interesting or colorful variants. Come to think of it, does it not strike you as odd that our languages are compatible in the first place? Your loving mentor, Princess Celestia. Dear Anon, today I noticed that Twilight wrote me a letter, either by herself or penned by Spike. I just wanted to check in on you. Your friend, Celestia.
Letter 100.
Dear Princess Celestia, there is no delicate way to put this, so forgive me for being blunt. With your permission, I'd like to further my necromancy studies either on my own or under the tutelage of Princess Luna if she's willing. I'm not asking because I enjoy it, I'm asking because I know I can do good with it. Magic is neither good nor evil. It's a set of tools. I'm the first pony in centuries to expand upon established magic theory solely because I learned how to use a tool everyone else wanted to forget. And I'm still only an amateur. If I can master this tool, the knowledge I could apply to other fields of magic is invaluable. Even if I'm completely wrong and my knowledge of necromancy turns out to be useless for other fields of magic, I can still do good with it. I'm already doing good with it. The apples made their own fertilizer. They have small compost bins behind the barn where they deposit some of their food wastes. The waste decomposes into a mulch that can spread over their crops. Decomposition is the final death of the body. So, I've come to understand the process intimately. It's not much, but I was able to use this knowledge to enchant the bin such that it now alters the decomposition rate depending on the materials inside, resulting in a richer fertilizer. Fluttershy spends the first 2 weeks of every spring looking for animals that didn't make it through the winter. Animals with young will sometimes starve themselves to ensure their offspring can eat, and if the offspring are too young to fend for themselves, they will remain next to the body of their parents, eventually starving or being preyed upon. These are the bodies Fluttershy searches for. She takes in the orphaned animals and raises them until they reach maturity. I was able to help her this year, thanks to my understanding of necromancy. The biological process of decay has a unique magical frequency, one I've become very familiar with. This familiarity allowed me to locate every recently deceased animal in Whitetail Woods in a matter of hours. Fluttershy now has 12 new mouths to feed, and that's more than she's ever recovered from previous winters. They're little things, yes, but they serve as examples that necromancy can be used for good. And if you're still not convinced, remember that for a long time, teleportation was considered unethical due to it utilizing a process not too dissimilar to my cloning spell. Safe teleportation was thought to be impossible, but one stallion kept trying. He teleported over and over and over, tearing small pieces of his soul away until he had a complete understanding of how spatial displacement worked. He used this knowledge to create a new teleportation spell, a safe one. He took the tool everyone else threw out and did something good with it. So, I ask you again, Princess, please let me learn. I want to turn this into something good. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle.
From Her Royal Highness Celestia, RE Letter 100.
To my most faithful student, Twilight Sparkle, let me begin by saying that I am aware that necromancy as a field of magic does have positive applications. It is, in fact, the single best means by which to repair rapid cell reproduction defects. Your applications of the field are admittedly creative, and have been used to positive effect. With that having been said, I am unconvinced that given your penchant for experimentation and single-minded focus, to the detriment of yourself and others, lend themselves to a field wherein you could accidentally reduce yourself to a lower form of undead, torment the souls of the dead, torment the souls of the living, or accidentally create yet another outbreak of carnivorous pony-eating monstrosities. And that's before you get creative. Necromancy is not wholly evil, but the reasons most pertinent of why you in particular should cease delving into this topic include, in no particular order, lack of dark magic psychological effect screening, reduction, and prevention training, refusal to adhere to established magical development, study, and experimentation standards, refusal to adhere to proposed magical development, study, and experimentation standards I made explicitly for you, skewed risk and reward views, Luna being sick and tired of cleaning up after your mistakes, Ponyville's zombie preparedness rating is too far low for a practicing necromancer to live within town borders, or nearby, no licensed biomancers are willing to move to Ponyville to repair accidental zombification, flesh-rotting spells, or what Anon describes as Silent Hill events. Your stipend does not cover any of the appropriate fees, you could not afford the necromancer's tax, anything you raise which is capable of generating an income is required to pay taxes equivalent to the income it could be generating. Luna does not have the spare time to teach you, necromancy continues to be illegal, and you would not look good in black leather and or spikes. Twilight, necromancers traditionally receive a single cease and desist warning before they are imprisoned for not just the good of whatever town lives closest, but to their own well-being. You cannot read books if your soul has been mutilated by a backfire experiment, Twilight. Well, one piece of it might retain enough cohesion to read picture books, but I'm pretty sure you've read all of those when you were a filly. Your loving mentor, Princess Celestia. P.S. I am not saying no never, I'm saying put this aside for the foreseeable future. I have a strong feeling that Twilight is going to continue necromancy behind my back. Well, there's always the extra punishments. Anywho, I'd love to give a very special thank you to the people and ponies that might help me with punishing Twilight if she continues with necromancy. Top donator, Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, Dresdon, Dospo, Runescythe 9852, CourierCruz CI, Delta Omega, Ryanny Dragonwolf, Dwight Cornell, Gaggy, Secret Moon, Tal Rasha, Starlight Glimmer, David D. Sanchez, Trey, Pokekiller Zach, Soul Dragon, Dak Britton, and Joe Piercy. Thank you all very much for watching Twilight torture me, once again, and I will see you all in the next letter.